Hey, what's up, Angelo? This is a quick demo video for you for your Jacen solo that you got over at Korbanth Sabers. Installed with a Proffie. It's got the Jimmy's Saber Junk chassis, so if you open it from right here, two places on this Saber open. You can either take the pommel off or you can take the pommel with this piece right here. So just take them both off at the same time. All right, we'll take this off. What you've got here is actually, I wanted to show you something. There's a few different parts from what you gave me. You gave me this kill key for the recharge port, but it's just a little too big, so I'm going to put that back in your box. You also gave me these black tactile switches for the control box. This particular control box was really meant for these dome tactiles, so that's what you've got in here. Okay, so for now, I just put one of my own kill keys in the recharge port. It's a regular 2.1 millimeter that was provided with the kit. You've got your crystal chamber here. This had a 3D printed crystal that goes in it. It has its own separate Neopixel accent, and of course, this piece was printed in brass. And you can kind of get some peekaboo action on the backside. All right. If you look in there, there's your board. So your board just kind of slides into the shelf. You can get to that board with a 90-degree data cable. That's what I use to program it. For now, it just has one sound font on it, which is my own. I typically give out my sound font with a red blade, but because Jacen Solo had a green blade, it's going to be green. All right. And a copy of the config file is on the SD card. You've got your red and green LEDs here. All right. So what you want to do, and then lastly, sorry, you've got a stock V4 Neopixel connector in here. So what you want to do for this guy is come over here and just pull your kill key out of the recharge port. So your crystal's pulsing while your red and green LEDs go on. All right. So this is pulsing until we turn it on. All your LEDs in there are firing up. You can see that lights up the entire chassis, so that's pretty cool. And then you've got twist off. The crystal is on a timer, so if you don't turn the Saber on right away, it'll die out so it doesn't kill your battery. All right. Your front switch is your power. Your back switch here is your auxiliary. We'll throw a blade in here. So to put a blade in, the first thing you want to do is unscrew this ring, this upper emitter ring. That exposes two blade retention screws. So you've got one, and then you can see the other one in the back. All right, they're 180 degrees from each other. You will want to back those out of the blade socket, but make sure that they're put back into the blade socket before you try to put that emitter ring on, or it's not going to fit. All right. I'm going to use a test blade, but this is set up for a full-length blade. Just kind of slide this over your blade a little bit like this. And then we can come over here, put our blade in, push it down, and then lock down your retention screws. When you bite in your blade, bite in with these screws pretty tough. All right. That way you back these two retention screws out of the actual threading, which is right here. All right, back that out of the threading. Then as you can see, these timed out, and your crystal chamber timed out as well. All right, so it doesn't kill your battery there. This is a brand new battery that you provided. I did not charge it, so chances are you're going to need to pretty quick when you get the Saber. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. So when you get those locked in, drop this piece down and screw it on. Be easy with it. You don't want to force the threads. It is aluminum, so if you try to manhandle it, you could cross the threads. So just take your time, put it on, it'll go on fine. And then again, we can come over here and hit power. So blaster bolt deflex is just tapping auxiliary. If you want blade lock up, hold auxiliary down and hit the Saber. You can see it here, but when you go horizontal, it moves towards the middle of the blade. You got good flash on flash. Now you just have one sound font, but if you wanted to trade sound fonts, you would of course just tap auxiliary. Apologize. So, this one's mine. And to play your soundtrack, what you want to do is do a long press on the power when the saber's off. Alright, I'm going to do one more long press to turn that off. Alright, and we'll break it back down. Before we take the blade out, we'll go ahead and take the back off. See your crystal pulsing here. We'll turn it on. Come over here and put our kill key in. And it kills it, right? So nothing's going to turn on. Well, we'll close this up here. Come back over to the emitter ring. Unscrew that. One thing I did notice on your emitter ring I wanted to talk to you about. Let me get the blade out first. And hopefully you knew about it already. This just came in the mail this afternoon. I'm in the middle of printing a chassis for another commission. This came in the mail. You provided all the parts. So the first thing I did was I opened this guy up and I went right to town on it. All right. We'll take the blade out. But one thing I noticed right away, and I hope that you know about it already, is that you have a chip right here on the edge of your emitter ring. So yeah, just wanted to point that out. All right. Once you take the blade out, you'll want to take these grub screws and back them back into the blade socket and get them out of the way of the threading, so that when you go to put this back on, it doesn't get locked up. But that is basically your Jacen Solo. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll get this out in the mail to you by tomorrow. Thanks.